Hi, welcome to my channel. Today's video will be looking at 5 businesses you can start with $100 and you can scale it up to $1 million in revenue and even profit. Now, these businesses do not require you to have tech skills or computer programming skills or programming language skills. These are offline businesses and they will not be affected by technology or artificial intelligence in the coming year. These are offline businesses that will stand the test of time. So now let's get to it. The first one on the list is the very, very popular one, the point of sale service. Now, as at the time of making this video, converting $100 to the Nigerian currency is about 1,500. So we're going to benchmark it at 1,500. It's about 1.6 or thereabout now. So let's benchmark it at 1,500. So $100 is 150,000 naira to start the business. So the POS stand, as many people refer to it in Nigeria, is a very, very profitable business. But a lot of people are afraid because of the stress of going to the bank and having to get cash and all that. So let's look at how the POS business can actually be scaled into making returns. And there are millionaires and actually millionaires, big time millionaires who are in this business and low key they are making a lot of profit. Now with 150,000 naira, when you go to microfinance banks like maybe the Money Point or the PalmPay or the OPay, they can give you a POS machine, the portable mobile POS machine, for as low as 25 to 30,000 naira. Now with 30,000 naira, you can register and have an account, open an account with them, and they can give you the machine. It's online there, how much it costs for them to give you a machine, and there's a minimum amount of money you should have in your account, and I think it's about 50,000 naira or lower, and this requirements can actually change with time. So for now, let us work with what we have. If you have 150,000 naira, you make registrations with 30,000 naira, you have 120,000 naira left. Then with 100,000 naira, you put in the bank, in the Money Point or whichever bank. And of course, this video is not to advertise any microfinance bank, but they are actually doing a good job. Now, if you put 100,000 naira in that account, you have 20,000 naira left. Now, with 20,000 naira left, you can buy a portable stool, a sitting stool, a table, and an umbrella for 20,000 naira. Now, you can get a portable stool, a table, and an umbrella depending on your budget and the location where you find yourself. So you can get an umbrella, the big umbrella. If you want to sit in a position, then you can get a stool and a table, and you can get that. You can even get that as a second hand material or product for the POS stand, for those people that want to be in a static position, because there are lots of people that do the POS business, they don't get to sit down for long, or they just even borrow a sitting spot, especially when they find themselves in good locations such as the garage. Now, if you have all this in place, you can actually start the POS business. Now, what is left is maybe your first profit for the month. You can use it to get a banner for yourself, and the banner is actually very less than 10,000 naira. You can get a good banner with your design and logo, however you want to do it. Now, that is for the POS business. Now, how do we scale the POS business? Let me break it down for you. Now, the POS business, for 5,000 naira withdrawal, cash withdrawal, there is a charge of 100 naira or 150 naira for 5,000 naira cash withdrawal in the POS stand. Now, making 150 naira or 200 naira, as in some locations it's actually 200 naira, some places 100 naira, some places 200 naira. So let's benchmark at 200 naira to make our calculations easy. Now, if you take 200 naira for a 5,000 naira withdrawal, you've made a profit of 200 naira extra. Now, if you have 100,000 naira, remember 100,000 is in your bank account. If you have 100,000 naira in your bank account, and at the end of the day, depending on your location, which is another thing we're going to talk about, depending on your location, you have 20 transactions in a whole day from morning till evening. People came and withdrew the 100,000 naira in your account, and at the end of the day, you charge 200 naira per 5,000 withdrawals. 5,000 naira in 100,000 naira is 20. So 200 naira times 20 will give you 4,000 naira. You've made 4,000 naira profit in that day. Let us just benchmark it with these figures. Now, with 4,000 naira in a day, if you multiply that by 30 days in a month, that's 120,000 naira of profit from the business. 120,000 naira. Now, let's say every logistics and everything covers maybe and all that. Then at the end of the day, your take home for the month is about 80 or 90,000. Now, with 120,000 naira, let's look at 120,000 naira for the profit in the first month. You can actually set up another stand. Now, you can set up another stand if that is your target, or you can do that for 2 months and set up another stand. If you make 100 and let's say after all have been done, after all your intake for the month, maybe you calculated your expenses, the transportation, and at the end of the month you're able to save 70,000 naira or 80,000 naira as the case may be, or 70,000 naira as the case may be. Remember, it's a new business, so you will not live that luxurious life. You save it for 2 months, you have 140,000 naira, which is equivalent to you having another POS stand. Now, if you have another stand, it will generate 8,000 naira in profit for you in a day. And if you multiply that by 30 days, you have 240,000 naira. 240,000 naira from 2 stands. Let's say you remove the salary, because of course you're not going to be in the 2 places at the same time. You remove the salary of the first person. Let's say basic salary for POS attendants in the rural areas or even the urban areas should be around 40,000, 30, 35, 40,000. Let's say you remove 40,000 for their salary for one person, or 30,000 for the salary. You still have about 200,000. Then you use the 200,000 and logistics. You've been able to save for yourself in a month 150,000. Now, if you save for another 2 months to start another center, now you can get. If you save for another 2 months, you can also afford another center. Now, if you scale the business this way and you're able to open 10 POS spots and 10 POS stands in the space of 1 year or 2 years, you'll be able to rake in 4,000 times 10, that is 40,000 naira daily. Now, 40,000 naira daily times 30 will give you 1.2 million naira. That's the truth. 40,000 naira times 30 will give you 1.2 million naira. You've scaled the business if you've been able to do this consistently and open in good locations. And this is in the average case scenario, because there are some POS stands that make over 200 to 300,000. In fact, some POS stands make over 100 transactions in a day, especially when they are located in a good place. Now, for you to start a POS business and scale it up and make enough money, you need to find yourself in a good location. Now, if you want to thrive in the POS business, one of the things to note is your position, your location. You need to be very strategic in choosing a location. Now, the location you choose determines how much transaction comes to you. So you need to find a highly populated location. If you want to be in the residential area, you need to look for a place that is very well populated and that is accessible to the major road, and accessible so that people who want to get something, people who want to buy something can just stop by and make transactions with you. Location is very important. And you also need to look for areas that are balanced, where we have the elderly who really cannot go to the bank and make withdrawals, and we also have the young ones who are also going to patronize you. The POS business does not limit you to cash transactions alone. You can also pay utility bills. You can pay a lot of things with the money point and the OPay and the PalmPay machine that is provided. So this business model can actually be scaled into the million level if you know what you're doing. You understand? Look for the good location, and I would suggest locations such as the garage, the motor parks. These are powerful and wonderful locations where you can set up a POS business and you can make it big. Garages, the motor parks, the marketplaces. Go to marketplaces where electronics are sold, where foodstuffs are sold. A lot of people want to collect cash. Go to where the elderly people sell market and they want to get cash. POS attendants make a lot of money from the marketplaces. When you go there as a young person, you want to transfer to some people, they say they don't want to transfer, they want cash. So if you find yourself doing the POS business in such locations, you are sure of transaction, because market will always gather people, the garage will always gather people, that's the motor parks, it will always gather people. People will always come to the garages to make travels, to make journeys, to send items, documents, to do way bill. So if you find yourself in the POS business, make sure you strategically position yourself. Now, in the next video, we're going to talk about another business that you can do with $100 and scale it up to $1 million in profit. This is really Chigi. If you're new to this channel, please hit the like button, share, and subscribe.